Hello, and welcome to Witchy Woman Podcast. I am your host, DaNae Sweet, and this is episode 128. Today, we're going to talk about cleansing or clearing versus protection and warding. I think it's an important subject we need to cover, and I just thought it would be a good topic. First, we're going to change it up a little bit this morning. I'm actually not recording in my office today. I'm in my living room, and as you can hear, there are puppies in my living room. I have a new fur baby. It's a boy, a German Shepherd mix, and right now I think his name is Witcher because I'm obsessed with that show, and it's cute. Like, I call him Witcher, and he's like, "Hey, it's me." And then we have another puppy that's his brother that I'm fostering right now. He's being socialized. We're introducing him to cats, which is what they're kind of like interested in right now. My cat, Milton, is laying on the floor and just letting them, like, nuzzle him and smell his butt and stuff, because Milton is, like, my stoner cat, and he does not care. So I have to be out here instead of in my office locked in my cave that I can watch them, because, oh my gosh, I've dubbed the other one Anarchy. I literally have been calling him Anarchy because he reminds me of Ricky Bobby's kids off Talladega Nights. Just complete anarchy. That's him barking. Anyway, also today, instead of smoke clearing, we are using a clearing spray that I used to make for my shop. So I'm going to do that really quick. It's an essential oil blend. I've got it in this cute little blue glass bottle. So I'm shaking off any energy I may have gotten myself into this morning. And what are you eating? I hope that's something you can eat. Yep, it's carrot. I love giving puppies and dogs carrots for treats because it's good for them. And they love it. It's little baby cut up pieces of carrot. Anyway, so I cleared my space. What I don't always tell you is that when I clear my space, when I'm doing this during recordings or anything else, I'm also bubbling up or shielding. Okay, so just a quick little note there. That's something that you don't hear. I can't project that unless I make like cool like sounds. Like, okay, let's get real cheesy here. So when I do my shielding or bubbling up or whatever you want to call it, I literally imagine, if you were watching cartoon and they like shot a spell at somebody through their wand and it was like, shoo! Okay, that's how I figure my my shielding or my bubble sounds like when I activate it. So I'm like, shoo! Okay, anyway, that's way too much information. Sorry. Let's get to our card pull. As always, I'm pulling from the Spellcasting Oracle deck. Okay, so let's shuffle some cards. That sounded like a fart. Cut a few times. 1 and a 2 and 3 times. All right, my lady. Okay. So the card we got is Empowerment. This is a beautiful card. I absolutely love this one. It's got a woman, very strong, peaceful looking woman, confident, looking right at you when you look at the card. She has this beautiful necklace thing on, and her background is the full moon, and it's just a gorgeous card. Anyway, this card is saying, reach down into your roots, the roots of the earth, and pull some empowerment from it. I know that the world is basically on fire right now, and we have global warming, and we're in like code red or whatever it is. But I'm looking at this card, and I'm seeing this really pretty red looking star above her, like above her head and above the moon. And I feel like this is the earth still saying, confide in me, trust in me and pull some strength and grounding from me. So this week, if you're feeling less than empowered, if you need a little extra oomph, go outside, talk to Mother Earth. Put your feet in the grass if you can. Puppy. If you can't, then open a window, get next to a window, look at the sun, look at the view outside. Even if you're in the city, there are signs of nature. You just have to look for them, okay? I hope that helps. I know there's a lot going on globally this week. So I think we all could use a little hug from Mother Earth to empower us. Also thought it might be fun for you to go through my morning routine is usually to drink my coffee and open up my planner. It is a gratitude planner. So the first thing I do, I'm going to open it up. We're going to do gratitude practice today with you. So I open it up and I look, what do I have to do today? Well, I have 2 classes that I'm taking myself this evening, and I have to get the podcast episode out. Is what I see on there. So I turn the page to today's date on the daily. And what do I have? Okay. So I have Tuesday. Now I get out my pretty colored pens. Let's use purple today. Feels like a purple day. Yesterday, my gratitude, it says, I am grateful for, and I put my fur babies because I'm grateful for them. All of them. The horses, the cats, the dogs, all my fur babies. And I consider the flock of moocher birds that never migrate, that just hang out in my yard all year. They are also my fur babies. I feed them. The chonky squirrel that I've been feeding, it's my fur baby too. I take care of them or try to help them in some way, shape, or form. So anyway, today, Tuesday, August 17th, 2001. I am grateful for, what do I want to say I'm grateful for today? I am grateful for the plant harvest that I've already got this far. So I am grateful for my plant and herb harvest. And I write that down, and it's something that I do every day. I pick one thing to recognize about my life that I'm grateful for. And today I am really grateful for my plants, for all of the harvest. I've gotten so much chamomile, different kinds of mint, lemon balm. I even got lemon mint that makes the most amazing tea. I've gotten lavender and so many poisonous flowers and stuff. I just have had a really great year for my garden and for the plants and things that I have collected. So I've been drying them already. Berries from my rowan tree are drying. I went and got wild rose petals. I've got all kinds of stuff that I will be able to use all winter and fall and spring until things start blooming again. So I'm very, very grateful for that. Before we get on to the topic today, I do want to say that I changed and added a whole bunch of links in my link tree. If you go to my Instagram account, at Witchy Woman Podcast, and then click on my bio link, it's going to be a link tree, and it's got tons of links. First one is 5 ways that you can assist or help people in need in Afghanistan. I have a Stop Line 3 link to show you how you can take action to stop Line 3. There's also links to help Indigenous natives in this country and in Canada with the awful things that are going on with those schools and all of the children that they're finding in unmarked graves. I also have missing and murdered Indigenous women's link that you can click on if you want to take action on that. There's even a Stop Racism link. So tons of information, as well as some information about the podcast and how you can listen and all that crap. But I do have a ton of links. A lot of people have been saying, how the hell do I help with what's going on in this world right now? And it's just so much. So I went ahead and put those links up. That way you can peruse them and take action if you feel called. So let's talk about cleansing and clearing versus protection and warding. So I think these two terms get intertwined a bit in our community, and this isn't a good thing. They are two completely different terms in witchcraft, and there's a reason to do each of them. All too often we hear something online and repeat it without thinking about the truth of the statement or whatever idea it is. I'm totally guilty of that as well. We all probably are from time to time. I once had a spiritual teacher that I took everything she said as the truth. I didn't bat an eye at the things that she said that now I find toxic and absolutely false. Learning from that whole mess was part of my journey, and that's why I share this stuff with you. We all are fallible. We're freaking humans, right? I learned that although someone may have large online following, sound like they're experts, and are well-spoken, that they aren't necessarily speaking the truth in their teachings. What I'm getting at is if you're following someone like me on social media or podcasts or whatever it is, please make sure you're checking your gut when it comes to their teachings. If you feel like something I say doesn't hit right for you, do some research, look it up, see if I'm wrong. If I am, call me out. I want to know if I'm doing the community some kind of injustice or spreading some kind of false narrative. That's not something that I want to be a part of. So call me out, okay? Okay, so let's start with what is clearing or cleansing in witchcraft? According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, not dictionary, you know what I mean? Anyway, that was a really bad joke. Anyway, I laugh at myself. Anyway, they define clearing as the act or process of making or becoming clear, or a tract of land cleared of wood and brush is like an example. And cleansing, according to the same online dictionary, it is especially to rid of impurities by or as if by washing. Cleansing the wound is an example. Both implies removal of something. When these terms are applied to witchcraft, they mean to remove energy, entities, attachments, etc. from the space intended to be cleansed. This can be your home, your room, your property, your yard, your own surrounding energetic body, and even your vehicle. So why do we cleanse in witchcraft? So your physical space needs tidying, right? My office or my witch cave accumulates paperwork and mail and clutter, ash from all of the incense that I burn. Sometimes there's little bits of dried herbs when they're hanging. It'll kind of crumble if I touch it. Dust settles in the surfaces in my house. Pet hair. We're a pet-friendly home, and pet hair clings to everything. The furniture. They even create like monster dust bunnies. They like create with the dust and the hair, and they create these monsters that live underneath of my tables and next to my baseboards, under furniture. Anyway, you bathe or shower because your day-to-day activities, they get us dirty. We sweat, we play with pets, and we get dirty. We touch things that make our hands unclean. These are all reasons to cleanse in our regular everyday lives, right? Well, energy, it applies to energy just the same. If you have had a bad day, get angry, or have a conflict with like your roommate, your partner, your spouse, whatever it is that you live with or that you interact with, this creates energy that can linger in your space. If you are in a really shitty mood at work and you come home and you're still in a shitty mood, that's basically leaving an energetic imprint of shitty mood. And that's going to hang around. It's a shadow. I like to think of it as a shadow of the emotions and energy you and others are experiencing and projecting. When we get sick, our energy hangs in the air, even after we're healed. I don't know if you can hear that, but the puppies just picked up their dog bowl full of food and are now, let's like throw it all over the floor, and now they're playing in it. I mean, they're busy, but sorry for the noise. I just turned around and there's just fucking dog kibble. There's dog food all over the floor. So if you like hear something that sounds like marbles rolling around, that's what it is. I'm just letting it happen because they're busy. Okay. So anyway, let's go back to where was I? Oh, the energy that hangs in the air after you're sick. It hangs around even if we're healed. Maybe you had toxic in-laws over and their shitty energy is still hanging around after they already left. Creating a practice of cleansing assists in keeping our homes a comfortable and clean space to exist in. So how can we cleanse? Or clear? I'm choosing to stick with the word cleanse because that's what I use most rather than clearing. Anyway, This is somewhat dependent on what path you follow. Do you belong to a closed practice? If so, your elders should be able to instruct you or direct you to a method that is specific to that practice. If you're like me and don't belong to a closed practice, then there are quite a few options. Smoke cleansing or clearing is one of the most common methods you're going to come across when doing any kind of research on the subject. You just have to type in how to cleanse energy, and that's probably one of the first things that's going to come up on Google. This is a method of burning dried herbs or resins to drive away clean negative energy and move around stagnant energy in your space. I'm going to say it really quick here. I do not use white sage because it is cultural appropriation. And I suggest that you don't use it either, unless you're a part of an indigenous practice that specifically uses it. Also, gonna mention that I do not use the term smudging either, because it is a sacred ceremony specific to indigenous peoples here, and the term has been appropriated by spiritualism here in the U.S. So I do not use the term smoke or smudging. It is smoke clearing, because I am a Heinz 57 white person here in America. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's talk about ways to use dried herbs and resins to smoke cleanse. The most common practice is using a bundle of dried herbs and burning it while moving the smoke around in your physical spaces to be cleansed. Some will say, open a window to allow the energy to escape. Honestly, this is going to trigger some of you, but I really don't care about the window open or not window open thing. Energy, to me, is beyond walls and windows, unless you have wards or something, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. I don't know. I don't think that it matters. I do like to crack a window because it's hard on my pets and my own lungs to have a full freaking house of smoke. You can do or believe as you wish, though, okay? So unless you are hell-bent that it's going to keep everything trapped in there, then it is what it is. I crack it more for my own health and my pet's health than because I feel like it's going to trap in the demons, okay? You can also burn a charcoal disc and sprinkle dried herbs on it to create smoke as well. I really like this way personally because I can create specific blends. I just heard the dog. I put the dogs outside and I just heard a big squeal. So I better go check on it. Hey, I'm back. It was just, I want your carrot and you have my carrot. I give them carrots as treats. Wow, but I was stressed and overwhelmed, and you know what my brain said? Get puppy. Get a puppy and foster a puppy. That would be great. Anyway, I'm okay. Everything's fine. So anyway, let's go back to dried herbs on a charcoal disc. So I really like it because I can custom blend to the specific state of my home at the time I'm cleansing, basically. So an example of that would be during Mercury retrograde this year. I had a really difficult time with speaking my mind and being clear about it. I felt like energy was just clogged up. The communicative energy was clogged up in my own energetic body and in my house. I fumbled over words in my statements. I could be talking to Brad and he would be like, what the fuck did you just say? None of that made sense. And I'm usually really good about communicating my ideas verbally. So he was like, what the hell's going on? So I did cleanse with my normal cleansing blend, but I added peppermint leaf and spearmint leaf to assist with communication and clearing out that sorry, I just hit my mic. Clearing out that energetic center of communication within my own energetic body, and then kind of moving that shit around in my house, right? And it really did work. I really enjoyed the smell of it, because who doesn't love peppermint and spearmint? I mean, I guess maybe some of you don't. I shouldn't have said that. But anyway. Okay, so another method of cleansing would be a simmer pot or an intention boil, whatever the hell you want to call it. This is a kitchen witchery method using a big pot of water of some sort, usually with some moon water in it, herbs, essential oils, sometimes dried fruit, peel like lemon, and sometimes whole like slices of lemon or oranges or something like that. Other ingredients you might want to put in there could be essential oils. Did I say essential oils? I probably did. But anyway, I fucking love essential oils. I don't care. I'm an oiler. Anyway, so other ingredients that have just cleansing correspondences that make sense for you. This method is also used for other intentions, but here we're just going to talk about cleansing. I will do this on my cleaning days. Like if I have a large cleaning day ahead of me, then I will start this in the morning to kind of help me get motivated. The smell kind of triggers me to want to clean more, and it's a great way to use a bunch of different ingredients and energies to cleanse my house's stagnant, dirty, crappy energy out of this place. So I let it simmer most of the day, and sometimes I'll just add a little water or moon water as I go about my day if I want it to go a little bit longer. And I do dump it out the back door because it's used, it's done, it's used, it's filtered and did its thing. So I take that, to me, energetically dirty water, and I put it out the back. So another thing is sound. I love using sound to move away or move around and raise the energetic vibe in my space. It's really fun. I get to move my body, and it just puts a fucking smile on my face. One of my favorites is putting on some YouTube. I get on YouTube and I put on some cleansing frequency music, and just filling my home with that sound feels good. There are specific frequencies for cleansing, and you can just find those. Just do a general search on YouTube. Just type in cleansing frequency music. Seriously, this is one of my favorite things. Banging pots and pans. Seriously, smile. Like, you can see my back teeth when I smile when I'm smacking pots. Okay, I take my pot and a big old metal spoon. I make a shitload of noise. I'm waking up that energy for sure when I do this. 1, makes me smile and brings me joy. 2, it moves sound waves around, and in turn, energy. This is one of my favorite things to do if I'm in a creative slump and need to just push through it because I got shit to do. Often I'll just go around the house beating a pot to move around the energy and just flow that creativity around in my own body and in my house, and it usually works. Usually after I do that, I can sit down on my computer and write or create or do whatever I need to do. Schmeat also helps that, but I tend to not be as focused, so anyway. Diffusing essential oils is another one of my go-to methods. I love the smell of a good diffuser blend, and I'm an oiler. I fucking love that shit. A disclaimer here, some oils are not good for pets to diffuse. Some oils are not good for you to be smelling, or small children, depending on your health condition, age, all that good stuff. So make sure that you're doing research when you are picking out oils to diffuse in your home, okay? Anyway, back to it. Pick some cleansing oils and create your own blend. It's fun. Diffuse for a few hours. It feels so much better. Like, your house smells good. Plus, you've got that high vibe oils pushing around and getting rid of shitty energy. I prefer using a blend that includes rosemary, white thyme, lavender, frankincense, and peppermint, and a tiny drop of lemon. It smells so fucking good. It's almost like Florida water, but more herbally. That sounds, that makes sense. But anyway, sometimes I'll do that. I'll go to make my coffee, and I will also prep and fill my diffuser at the same time. So I'm getting my brain woke up with some caffeine, and my energy is starting to get woken up and moved around also with the essential oils. No, I don't sell them. I'm not in an MLM. I just fucking love them. Okay, so there's so many different ways to cleanse, and this is just a handful of methods that you can use. So now what? You've cleansed the shit out of your home, your space, whatever it is. That's it, right? No. If you don't close the door, bugs and other shit come in your house, right? If you leave that door open, who knows what's going to slither into your house or crawl, right? Well, the same with energy. If you don't protect and close out that shitty energy, it's just going to come right back. This is where protection methods come into play. Now, according to the Merriam-Webster Online Dictionary, warding, according to them, is the action or process of guarding and means of defense. Ward is a noun and a verb. I put up a ward to protect me from shitty energy. Right? That's a noun. Verb version is I really want to ward my home from negative entities. So, method of protection is warding. So, what are methods and examples of wards? Sigils. I love me some sigils. Sigils used for blocking magic sent to you from someone. Protection from negative energy or to block anything in general is a ward. An example of this, it could be a protective sigil traced onto a mirror to seal it or to protect yourself from energy that could be projecting from it. A sigil on your front door to keep out your in-laws from wanting to enter your home is a super fun ward to I'm neither confirm nor deny my creation of said sigil and ward. Spell bottles to protect you or someone else you created the bottle for is also a great example of a ward. Seriously, think of all the cool ways you could use wards to protect yourself and your spaces. Sigils, spell bags, essential oil blends. Those are all things I use to protect us in our vehicles. Bubbling up and shielding your energy is also a type of ward. Protecting your energetic self and spaces is kind of essential for having a healthy energetic body and home, in my opinion. Okay. What are other ways to protect yourself? Jewelry. If you have charmed a specific piece of jewelry to protect yourself, that's amazing. That's perfect. If you've charmed certain things in your home to keep shitty energy out, that's also protection. Trees around your property. If you have placed certain objects around your property border to protect your entire property, that's a ward. That's protection. That's amazing. That's great. I just popped in my head. Can you cleanse things outside? Hell yes, you can. I cleanse my entire property when I get down and do the whole thing. I know I did an episode when we all moved into this house a few years ago. I shared my entire process of how I cleansed the energy in this house of shitty whatever. It was stagnant. There was a lot of weird energy here. So I got rid of it. And I do have a step-by-step on that episode. It's way back. It's been like 2 years. So scroll way the hell back and I share that. I don't think I shared how I ward the place because honestly, I don't want to share my specifically personal ways that I go about protecting myself because I am on social media, I'm on this podcast, and I have learned that some people take it as a challenge, or I don't even know why. And I spoke about it before. They love to poke at your energy. I talked about this in the consent episode last time. Even reading me, that's not okay. So anyway, I digress. You can do your whole property. I will take a special blend of herbs to use for smoke clearing outside. I love to play music outside. Take my phone with my little Bluetooth speaker and go outside, sit in the middle of my lawn, listen to a clearing frequency and meditate on clearing out this shitty energy. There are in-depth rituals that I do. Some of them have... How do I do this without giving away too much? Anyway, some of the methods include using all of the elements and empowering symbols, objects, or other things with the energy of the elements to protect your space, your home, yourself, your vehicle, whatever it is. A quick Google search is going to give you plenty of ideas of how to protect yourself and your home. I've talked about different ways to do this in past podcasts, how to protect yourself. I taught I think we did a class on protection in the Coven, and I go really into depth into protection in some of my classes that I teach. I feel like I would be leaving out a really big thing if I didn't say you should also physically clean your home, your spaces, and yourself regularly. Like mop and vacuum and dust and clean up clutter, take the trash out, make sure you're showering or bathing. Keeping yourself and your spaces clean also helps keep your home have good energy. Do I clean regularly? I'd like to, but I fail often. My big thing is I get very overwhelmed and then ADHD kicks in, or probably ADHD kicks in, and that's why I'm overwhelmed. And I get nothing and a little bit of everything at the same time, but nothing ever gets finished. So if you're like me, how the fuck do you get shit done? Some days I just plain don't. But the one thing that has consistently helped me is to pick one thing a day in my house to do is for like chores. And I mean one thing. If I do more, awesome. If I don't, that's fine. I hit my goal of one thing. Like today, I picked the kitchen. I'm going to mop, sweep, and clean the kitchen today. Will I do any other chores? Probably not. That's fine. By picking this one thing, I have one goal. I don't think about this. I'm going to let you into my head for a second. So if I have to clean the kitchen, often I will look at the doorway into the kitchen and realize there's a lot of dirt on the floor in the living room. And I will think, well, before I clean the kitchen, I have to clean up the dirt in the living room, because what's the point if I'm going to track it from the living room to the kitchen? And then when I look at the floor in the living room, I think about also, well, that chair there's like trash somehow. How did like a wrapper for a breakfast burrito get underneath that chair? Who knows? So I will think, well, I got to pick that up. And while I'm doing that, I will look at the table that the chair is sitting at and see all of the clutter on that and go, well, it doesn't matter if I clean that up if this stays cluttered. And it just will domino effect. And then I get so overwhelmed that the kitchen doesn't get my original task. The kitchen will not get done because now I'm probably crying, in the bathroom because I feel like I'm too overwhelmed. I'm a crappy housewife. I'm a crappy person because I just cannot make myself pick one damn thing to do and finish it. So this one thing a day method has worked for me. Okay. Another thing that helps me is for me to have because as I've said multiple times during this episode, I love essential oils. So I will pick a citrus blend of essential oils and diffuse that while I'm trying to get the motivation to clean. So first of all, that lights up my sacral and solar plexus energy centers. So I have motivation. So it helps spark that motivation. And then I also put a star or some kind of sticker in the task line on my planner when I'm done. Sometimes it's unicorn stickers or flowers. Right now, it's super sparkly stars. And it's something that I can visually see that marks my success. And that helps me want to do it more because I will see the other tasks that I have written down in my to-do list for the week. And I can put a star by each one of them. And because I'm competitive and I like to see my results, I will see a whole line of stars at the end of the week, and that makes me feel like I did something, like I kicked this week's ass. So this is just how I've been doing it, and I fail a lot. Not always does this work for me. Sometimes I just get overwhelmed, I eat a bunch of junk food, and I end up scrolling through TikTok obsessively. So it doesn't always work, but the majority of time, for me, it does. So you've cleansed, you've put up your wards, your protection, whatever that is for you. That's good, right? No, you need to maintain it. So you need to do this on some kind of schedule or loose schedule. I prefer to do it once a week. Do I always get to do it weekly? Absolutely not. I do what I can with the time and energy that I have. It takes personal energy in order to complete these tasks, and sometimes I just don't have any. So I don't get it done. And does that mean I'm a bad witch? No, it means I'm fucking human. Sometimes shit just doesn't get done. Okay? One of the most freeing things that I have realized in the last year or so is that I don't have to do everything like everyone else. I have to have a trash can everywhere. because I will not put my trash away. If I have to walk to the kitchen to put the trash from the living room in it, I won't do it. It's not that I'm lazy. Sometimes it is that I'm lazy. Sometimes I'm really high. Sometimes it's simply because I don't even think about it. So trash cans everywhere. Yes, you can have a trash can in your living room. Who the fuck cares? You can do whatever you want in your own house. It's your house. It's no one else's. It is your life. Do what works for you. I recently just I erased all that dog barking because it was hella loud when I had my headphones on. So yeah. Okay, so the Upsman came and delivered a package, and Damon lost his shit. So anyway, sorry about that. I may go back and like erase that so that your ears are not destroyed. So anyway, back to the weird thing that I did. Actually, it's not weird. It just is what it is. It works for me. Okay, I don't like putting things in drawers because once I put it in a drawer, like my shirts and whatever, my clothes, when it goes into a drawer, I can't get to it as easy. I have to remove everything in order to get the bottom thing, and I'm probably not going to refold it. It's just inconvenient for me, and I don't tend to put my clothes away. So I do have a closet though with some shelving in it. So I took everything I had in my dresser. I used that time to decide if there's any of those items of clothing that I don't wear anymore, doesn't fit, or that I just don't like anymore. And I put those in a bag to be donated. And then the rest, I went ahead and put them in the closet. So I put them on shelves. Even my underwear. My underwear is in a freaking shoebox. My socks are in another box. I hate matching my socks. Often, like 90% of the time, I'm going to say I don't have socks that match on my body because it feels too conforming. I know. Anyway, so I have all of my clothes in my closet on shelves. My t-shirts, my nice shirts, my bottoms, my like jeans and pants and things like that. Everything has a place on the shelf. I can easily see it. I can like look at the pile of t-shirts. I can thumb through them, pick the one off the bottom, and put it all back without having to shove it back in a drawer. And that to me is fucking magic. I have all of my dresses and my dress shirts hung up in there. I have a space to put my shoes, which I did use the time because I used to be a shoeaholic. Now I'm not really anymore. I have like a few pair that I really love to wear, and the rest of them just don't get any attention. So I sorted my shoes. Maddie and I kind of wear the same size with some kinds of shoes, so I let her pick what she wanted out of it. The rest is going to be donated. I use this time to cleanse and simplify and make it work for me. And I don't have a dresser now. I don't have one. I have no dresser. And me, like even 2 years ago, DaNae 2 years ago would be like, that's not how normal people do it. You have to have a dresser. You put your clothes in your dresser. And I don't anymore because it's my fucking life. So this is what works best for me, so that's what I'm doing with it. I've also done that with my witch cave. All of my things could be in cabinets where people couldn't see them, but I can't see them, and for me, I'm very visual, and I will forget that they're not there. I never close my closet door in my witch cave because I wouldn't be able to see the things in it. When I close it, it's out of sight, out of mind, and I forget that I have those things to use as resources in my craft. I have books and other things in there that I could use, but if I shut the door, I will never see them again. So I leave my doors open. Some people that would drive Brad insane to have an office with the closet door always open. But I do, because that's me. So I encourage you guys, I'm trying to not use the word dude or guys, like, hey dudes, hey guys. I'm trying not to use that anymore. I know that's really hard for some of us Gen Xers because that's just how we talk. But I realize that it's insensitive to some people. So I'm trying to say people. So if any of you humans out there are struggling with trying to conform to what society says we should do within our own homes, I challenge you to take one thing that you find really hard to do and make it work for you. Even if it's weird or wonky or unconventional. Try it. See how it feels. I promise you the energy will be better. Like, to me, that's one way of raising the vibe in my home, because now doing laundry and putting it away is not something that I'm dreading, that I will put off and let pile up, because now I just have a place. I know the place for it. I can see it. There's no drawers to hide it, and it works for me. And that has helped my energy immensely. The things that I'm doing in my home, it's changing everything. We got rid of our stove. Fucking oven. We are 2 people. We very rarely cook for anybody other than ourselves, or maybe Maddie included. So I don't need a big oven. I don't need 4 burners. So we have a very small kitchen. We fucking got rid of we moved it out. No more oven. we're getting a small little, it's an oven, but it looks like a giant toaster oven with some, like 2 burners on top. That's all I need. I need something to occasionally cook like a pizza in, or a casserole, and I need the burners so I can make pasta and boil simmer pots and intention boils, that sort of thing. I also make candles, so I do need a way to melt things. So that takes up way less space. We were able to create a way better flow energetically, and that oven wasn't there for me just to pile shit on, because I don't use it that often. So, do I have an oven in my house? No, I don't. Is that typical for the American household? Probably not. I don't care. This is what works for me. So, now that I've totally went on a way different, tirade, I probably should quit rambling on, because I think we're at, almost 45 minutes. So, oops. So, I hope everyone is doing well. If you're not, take the time to ask for help if you need it, because you are important, okay? I know there's a lot going on. I know that the Afghanistan thing may be triggering quite a few people, and veterans included. So make sure you're asking for help. Contact the VA. If you are a veteran, you can get help if you are feeling depressed or triggered during this time that we're going through. That's all I want to say about that. I just want you to know that you're important. You're important, and the world would be a sad place without you. So please, please, please reach out if you are feeling like you need to. That's all I'm going to say. All right. I don't even know what I'm going to do for next episode, but I promise you it'll be fun. Okay. This one it took a little darker turn for part of it, and I'm sorry. But anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being supportive of me and my family. I have never met or been involved with a group of people that are so fucking supportive, and it creates so much joy and love in my life. I just want to say thank you so fucking much for that. If you would like to join the coven, go to Witchy Woman Podcast and click on Join the Coven. We do readings and fun things in there. We do weekly stuff. So make sure that you are checking that out if you would like to join. I've had a couple people DM me and ask me how they joined the coven. That is how. Go to witchywomanpodcast.com. I have some things that I will be, I have some big things that I'm working on right now, and I'm not ready to reveal it or say much about it, other than I have some things that I'll be offering that I think you guys will love. I'm doing a little bit of facelift for my business, basically, and improving on the way I do things. So I've gotten a lot of feedback on classes and the group things that we do, and I've taken all of that, all of you guys' comments on how I could do things better or things that you don't like. I've taken all of that and I've been accumulating that and trying to figure out how to do it better and have a more enjoyable experience in our groups, on the podcast, and in my classes. So I want to say thank you for anybody who has reached out and said, hey, I really wish you would do this better or do this differently. I just turned around because I thought yeah. I put all, like, in between one of these breaks that I took recording, I did put all of the dog food back, and they just dumped it again. So, anywho, I will get back to my pupperoos, and until next time, stay witchy. Bye.